Ah, got the piece. What's up everyone, I'm Chris, behind the camera Steph, and we're hungry to travel. Turkey is known for its sweets, and you can't go far without seeing a shop selling baklava or some sort of Turkish sweet. So today we're going to be eating desserts all day long. We're going to be trying a few desserts that are typically Turkish, as well as a few that are specific to here in the Black Sea region. It's going to be a really sweet and sugary filled day, so I hope our sugar high won't be met with a sugar crash later. Come on.
The first restaurant we're heading to, we're going to be trying two different desserts. Well, one's a dessert, the other one's a bit more of a sweet. The first one, tavuk gosu, is a Turkish milk pudding, which consists of, wait for it, chicken breast. That's right, you didn't hear me wrong. Tavuk gosu literally translates to chicken breast. So we're really interested to see what this meaty dessert tastes like. The other thing on the menu we're going to be trying is halva. Now, halva is one of the oldest sweets here in Turkey, and the original recipe dates back to something like the 11th century. So it has a lot of cultural value. So we're looking forward to trying out these two desserts. Let's go. We're here now at our first restaurant, the Calendar Cafe, where we're going to be trying our two first desserts of the day.
So today was supposed to be an all dessert day, but when we got here to the Calendar Cafe, we saw on the menu that they had a ayran soup, so an ayran chorba, and we've been looking everywhere since we got here for this specific ayran yogurt soup. We couldn't find it anywhere, so they do a special one here called the Calendar chorba, and it's the yogurt soup, and they put meatballs and some noodle in it as well, so it just arrived. So we'll have a little try of this before our dessert. So it doesn't really smell yogurty at all. It smells like a soup. It's really hot. At least it feels hot. Yeah, it smells good. It looks like there's parsley in there. You can see the noodles and the meatballs in there as well. Looks really hearty, so let's give it a try. It doesn't really smell like yogurt. All right, here we go. So it does have, right away I can taste kind of like that sour yogurt taste to it, but it tastes good because it's sour and yogurty, but it's salty like ayran is, but it's hot. So it actually tastes pretty good. And the noodles, it's kind of like a thin chicken noodle soup noodle, and the meatballs, yeah, are really tasty. Kind of like a minced meatball. Salty flavor, the parsley, the sourness of the yogurt. It's a pretty good soup. I'm not gonna lie, I think I like this better than the cold ayran.
Oh, I can taste that there's mint in there as well. That's really nice, the mint with the salty yogurt. That's a really, really nice soup. We got the full portion, which was 14 Turkish lira. You can get it in a half portion as well, so yeah, that's really, really nice soup for the price. So we've ordered tavuk gosu and halva. So tavuk gosu is a milky medieval dessert that used to be really popular in the palaces of the Ottoman Empire. Legend has it that one of the sultans one night really wanted something sweet in the middle of the night, and the palace cooks, not wanting to disappoint, used the only thing they had in the kitchen at the time, which was chicken. I don't know why they didn't just make him a regular milky pudding, but hey. Alright, so our desserts have arrived. I'm going to try this halva out because it comes in two different ways. It comes hot or cold. We thought it was just usually cold, but they said if you get it hot, then you can eat it with a fork, which is really nice. It softens it. So, ooh, yeah, that's quite soft, almost like a thick peanut buttery texture. You can see there. It almost kind of like crumbles a little bit. Let's give it a try. It just kind of dissolves in your mouth, actually. Like, it's quite thick, sugary, but yeah, it just sort of seems to dissolve. Like a nice powdery, peanut buttery, almost like a tahini kind of texture. Wow, that was a big bite. It really dries your mouth out if you eat it like that. If you can see here, it's very thick and dense, but not too sweet. It's really nice, actually. It's a nice light dessert. That's lovely.
Yeah, it smells like almost like a sesame peanutty peanut butter. Yeah, it is really soft. It is very like pasty. It's really tasty though. It's not as sweet as I was thinking. I was coming in thinking it was going to taste like a fudge, but it's actually a lot less sweet than a fudge would be. It is very much like a sesame taste. So it's not really like your conventional like confectionery like candy or something like that. It's more like the consistency and like the taste of like the bottom of like a cheesecake, like the bottom of a cake.
So halva's a really simple dessert in the sense that it's only 3 ingredients. So it's just a starch, a fat, and a sweetener. So having the butter in there with it as well makes it not that sweet. So it definitely has more of a light pastry kind of taste to it. Halva's really culturally significant because it is used in special occasions a lot of times in the Ottoman Empire and still to this day in Turkey, so it's quite an important dessert.
So the halva was really good, but I'm really interested in trying this tava göksu, which is the chicken pudding. So you can see that there's the really finely shredded phyllo pastry on top and the milky consistency of this pudding. I don't really see any chicken in there, so let's see if it's gonna taste like chicken. It smells really sweet, like milk, like a milk pudding. Let's give it a try. Okay, so I don't taste any chicken at all. Tastes like a milk pudding, really milky and creamy. The phyllo pastry is nice and crunchy. A nice addition to the top. I don't think there's any chicken flavor at all, really. I can't really taste any chicken. I don't know if it's supposed to like be mashed up in there or... Yeah, I don't really taste much chicken. It's good though. It's like a milk pudding. It's really good.
Alright, I'm gonna try this milky chicken pudding. Yeah, the phyllo pastry is nice and crispy on top. And the pudding is really nice and milky. It's quite sweet actually, it's quite a sweet pudding. Nice thick texture to it. I'm not sure if I taste chicken either. So tava göksu is made by boiling the chicken, so until it turns into really fine fibers, and then that's mixed in with sugar and thickeners and turns it into a pudding. So they say pretty much if you don't really know that you're eating chicken, you can't tell you're eating it because the flavor really isn't there anymore. It's more just the sort of texture and I guess just knowing it's in there. So yeah.
I like it. What's not to like? Pudding? Good. Shredded phyllo pastry? Good. Chicken? Good.
So we were right in thinking that it didn't really have that shredded chicken taste to it because this one doesn't. We were chatting with the owner and he was saying that there's not a lot of places that do it with chicken breast. It really depends where you go because there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. Hours and hours. I think he said over 13 hours of time to boil the chicken. So a lot of places don't do it like that anymore. So they do sort of like a faux tava göksu, which this is, which is really just more the milky pudding with the kadayif on top. So I mean, still really good. A little bit of a shame there's no chicken in this one, but you live and you learn. It's still really good.
So unfortunately, the chicken pudding didn't actually have chicken in it, but it was still really delicious. It was like a creamy, custardy milk pudding, so it was really good. Price-wise, the chicken pudding was 12 Turkish lira, the portion of helva was 14 Turkish lira, and the 2 teas were 7 Turkish lira each. So in total, it was all 40 Turkish lira, which is about $4 Canadian, so that's a really good deal for some hot tea and some sweet desserts. All right, so we finished our dessert at the Calendar Cafe. Our sugar levels aren't quite as high as we would like it yet, so on to the next place. Come on. So we've made it to our second location, Dilive Tatlıları, and we're here to try the boregi and baklava that's specific to the Black Sea region. So let's go.
So we've ordered 2 different types of like baklava pastries. The first here is the Sari Burma, which is a rolled type of baklava, and what makes it special to the Black Sea region is that they use hazelnuts instead of the usual like pistachios and walnuts. But it's similar to a layered baklava. It has the same ingredients, except they take the really thin layers of phyllo dough, fill them with the nuts, and then they roll it around a rolling pin and then kind of push it off, which gives it this kind of caterpillar look to it. So you can see there's like the little hole through the center. So some people joke and say that it's less calories because there's a hole in the middle, so it's better for you. Oh, so really sweet and syrupy, kind of like other baklavas, but you know what? It's actually a little less sweet. Like it's not quite as syrupy. It's really light, nice and crispy on the top, and you can see the hazelnuts that are in the center. That gives it a nice flavor as well that's different than some of the other more just, I guess, typical baklava that you get around the country. Hazelnuts are one of the main exports here in Trabzon, so that's what makes their baklava special as well, is that they use the hazelnuts in it. Oh, that's quite a big hole. It's really crispy and good.
So our second dessert here is the Laz Boregi. So the Laz Boregi is a sweet burek, and it's different than the usually savory burek that you usually get around Turkey that has either meat or cheese in it. So this one's special because it's sweet, and it comes from the Laz people of the Black Sea region, and is really popular here in Trabzon and around the other cities here in the Black Sea. So it's a real specialty. It's a really big piece of burek. Almost looks like a baklava meets a burek, and what makes it special is that there's a ton of different layers of the phyllo pastry, and in the middle is the custard cream instead of, you know, the savory minced meat or cheese usually in a burek. So it's like a creamy burek, and it sounds really crispy. You can hear that. You can see that there's like the syrupy sugar on the top as well. So let's dig into this massive piece of burek. Wow. All right. So you can hear it's so crispy. And again, it's so big. So you can see the layers of the burek kind of coming off, the layers of the phyllo pastry. And the cream is, yeah, really white. It's a really nice milky cream in the center there. In the phyllo pastry, you can really tell how there's really like a ton of different layers of the phyllo pastry, because you really get that pastry taste to it. It's really kind of like a buttery, milky taste, all of it combined. Oh, it's really like crispy and crinkly. So you can see inside there that, yeah, there's just so much layer of the phyllo pastry, and then there's the shot of the milk pudding, creamy insides. That's really good. It's a really different taste than the normal burek that you usually get because it is sweet. There's not much syrup on the top that you usually get with like baklava or any of the other really sweet desserts here in Turkey. It only looks like there's a bit of a sprinkling of it, and on the inside, it's not like it's soaked with it either. So it's actually really like buttery tasting. That's a good dessert. I'd say that's better than baklava. I like it.
So I'm just gonna, whoa, that's really crispy. I'm just gonna cut right into the center so we can get a good look at what it looks like. So you can see all the layers there of the cream inside the phyllo pastry. There is like a million layers of the thin phyllo pastry. That's not gonna work. I'm just gonna do this. And you can see the pudding kind of squishing out the sides there. They definitely don't skimp on it. That's really good dessert.
So the legend behind the Laz Baregi is that apparently a Laz woman was really angry at her mother-in-law one day. So her mother-in-law was making a savory burek, and this woman who was angry decided to boil a really hot syrup and pour it on her mother-in-law. I know, scary, right? But she changed her mind last minute and instead poured this hot, sweet syrup all over the savory burek, and that's how the Laz burek was made. So, moral of the story is don't anger your daughter-in-law, or else you might come out with a really tasty dessert one day.
The Laz Baregi was 20 Turkish lira and the Sari Burma 10 Turkish lira. So for 30 Turkish lira, which is about $3 Canadian, we got a really, really nice amount of dessert here, and it was super, super delicious. Overall, getting to go around and eat desserts all day was a sweet treat. We got to try some really typical Turkish desserts, as well as some that are really specific here to the Black Sea region. So I think we've reached our sugar intake for the day. It is skyrocketed through the roof. Now we're gonna have to balance it out with some salty ayran.
If you enjoyed our video, give us a thumbs up and hit the like button. Leave a comment below. We love to hear from you all. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel to keep caught up on all of our food adventures. We're hungry to travel, and we'll see you next meal.